Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Sophie Hall. If you didn't already know that, but welcome anyway. Today we have a really exciting subject. It's my favorite recently purchased bags. Now, I would not say I'm a superficial girly, but some things I cannot let go, and that is certain purses. So when I select a purse, it has to make me excited. If I'm going to be spending X amount of dollars on it, it has to give me a feeling, especially when a salesperson is usually pushing to you. I'm like, I'm not crazy about it. Anyways, I'm crazy about these ones, okay? So the first one, this is the denim monogram sunset bag from Louis Vuitton. Okay, the original bag, now this is a remix, a Y2K remix, because the original bag was released in 2005 under Marc Jacobs creative direction, whatever. I was looking at this bag in the used section, right? I really wanted to get it. I was comparing the details. I had never purchased a used bag before or a vintage bag before. And then I started coming across the vlogs and people talking about this bag being re-released. And I was like, holy crap, I can get it brand new, So I contacted my sales associate, Antonio, shout out to Antonio in International Mall, Tampa. And I said, when are these coming out? So the release was in January of 2004, and I started hearing things about this in November of it came out in 2024. I started hearing things in 2023. Now, I was originally looking at the Takashi Murakami multicolor monogram bag, and I was gonna buy a vintage one. These bags are not easy to come by. You gotta have it connect in the store. You gotta get it when you can get it. Now, the denim is a lot easier than the multicolor monogram to get. However, it wasn't that easy. I also got into watching those vintage live videos on TikTok. And I did go a little crazy on there as well. But I learned that the value of the bag decreases or increases based on certain things. The leather, are there any water droplets or oils? This type of leather at Louis Vuitton, the more you hold it, the oils from your hands will darken the leather, which is intentional. I think it helps give it that vintage aspect. However, I don't want nobody's fingerprints on my purse. I don't even want mine on there. Also, I've used this bag probably 3 times and I still have the sticker on it because watching those vintage lives, when a sticker is still on there, the hardware won't be scratched. So it increases the value even more. Now, you might be a girl that doesn't want plastic on your hardware. I don't give a damn. I got 50 inches of ass. You think they're looking at the plastic on here? No. So anyway, this is a lovely little purse. It's just denim, it's different. Like, how many people are walking around with denim purses? And I like the fact that it's not as easy to be able to purchase. So for me, it has an instant resale value. I think this purse has already increased by $1,000 to $1,500 just within the year that I've had it. And it's just, actually not even. It came out, January 2024. It's already gained value by $1,500 and I've done nothing with it. And plus, because I keep the stickers on it, I keep it in its dust bag, put away, I don't use it often. It's maintaining its value. And I don't know, for me, that it gives me a reason why my purchase was justified. It justifies my purchase. Okay, moving onward. This bag right here is really, really hard to get. So the original release of this is a Takashi Murakami collaboration. The original one was in 2000, 2003, right? He recently did a new collaboration. And like I said, when I saw that denim bag come back out, especially because Y2K is now a new style. I can't believe I'm old enough that the clothing I used to wear in 2000s is being restyled. I remember when I was younger, my mom used to say, I used to wear those bell bottoms when I was younger. I was like, no, you didn't. These are new. When they re-released the denim bag in January of 2024, I started contacting Antonio immediately. I said, are they bringing out this purse? He said, I don't know. I'll let you know. I said, okay. And then eventually, the blogs, the Louis Vuitton blogs, not that I was like joining any of them, but because I had been researching this stuff, you know, your algorithm starts sending you certain things. And I think in November of 2024, that people started saying it's coming out and that it was going to release on January 3rd. And I asked him and he didn't even know yet, but I did. So the first release of this bag, it was January 3rd, which is actually my brother's birthday. Chris, hello. It was so hard to get unless you were someone that spends $100,000 a year. You got it by lottery. Otherwise, you weren't going to get it. I was sent the link because of my associate Antonio, and I selected. I wanted this one. I wanted the black one, and I did not get it. But he called me and said there was a backpack available. Someone else, one of the $100,000 clients, had ordered two but only wanted one. Then I really wanted a piece from this collection, not just for myself but also resale value. The price increases a lot because of the exclusivity. So I got the backpack, and I was like, I don't mean to be grateful, Lord, and thank you for giving me the money to be able to purchase this and have access to this, but I really wanted this one. So in March, Louis Vuitton re-released more of these handbags. It was still extremely select. A very small amount of people could have access to this bag. And I got it because I was on his AS. I was on Antonio's AS. Like, I heard they're coming out with it again. And so he sent me the link, and I ordered this one. And I ordered this like March 23rd. I just got it like a week ago. Like, that's how long it takes. So you need to be patient. And yes, and this bag, I've seen it. It's already being resold for an additional $2,000. So I just got it, and it's already worth up to $2,000 more than what it is. So this is the multicolor monogram nano speedy. So this is a speedy. They got like 3-4 different sizes in the speedy, or maybe more because they had the micro, but this is the nano, and it can fit your phone. It's an iPhone 14 Pro, and it's just a little cutesy one, but I so dearly wanted this. I had taken a picture with the vintage one when I first started modeling, and I first got signed to Wilhelmina, Los Angeles. And I used to fly out there on my 2 days off at my job at Dillard's. I hated it there. And I had this woman that would help me set up photo shoots, and she was really great at getting me styled and everything. And one of the bags that I held in one of those shoots was the multicolor monogram. And back then she was like, it's $800, you should buy it. But back then I was like, I sweet talked some man into buying my tickets to come out here and pay for my hotel. Like, I don't have $800. But now to be able to purchase it for myself, I don't need to ask anyone or charm anyone to do anything. Yeah, and one day maybe my little girl will be girly and this will be hers. But I just think it's a really cool piece to have. And you know, he hasn't collaborated, Takashi Murakami, I hope I'm saying that correctly, he hasn't collaborated with Louis Vuitton in 20 odd years. Like I was saying, to my friend here, who knows if this man's gonna live another 20 something years. I hope he does. I'm not saying I don't want him to, but what if he never has another collaboration? This is the last. If you're into purses and stuff, I just think it's a really cool piece. And I can go on and on and on. Things like this do excite me. Anyways, next bag. Okay, so this bag right here, I believe it was released in February of this year. I like bags that are either difficult to get or there's something quirky about them. This one has a heart. So this is also a nano speedy, just like the multicolored monogram. However, it's a heart-shaped one, and I love seeing my friends who have been hurt, not that I love seeing them hurt, I love when they're finally with someone that's loving them properly in the way that they deserve, and it warms my heart. And I love seeing love between a mother and a child, or a father and a child, or an old couple. I just love love in art. Anyways, I also bought the little charm. It's heart, there's love. And this is called the Louis Vuitton Dating Nano Speedy. Yeah, I just think it's very quirky. So Antonio, he told me that I was the first one in Tampa to get this. They didn't even get these in store because I follow all these, or not follow, but the algorithm sends me all these bag information. I think places like Japan get releases before America, or somewhere. People are obtaining this knowledge before it's even released on the website. So I saw it before it was even known about or posted on the actual Louis Vuitton website. And I was able to pre-order it with him. And he said, you know, people were contacting him for this bag and it had been sold out. However, I see now they have made more, and you are able to purchase this online. Now this one actually, even though it is a Nano Speedy, also the interior is red, which is really cool. It has much more space than the monogram one. So even though it's a Nano Speedy, it's actually like quite decent. You can fit your wallet, you can fit your phone, you can fit your gloss and your mirror and whatnot. It's a lot more space. So these are my 3 absolute favorite purchases recently from Louis Vuitton, but I'll show you one of my favorite vintage purchases from the TikTok lives. So the TikTok lives, so it's live, like you're watching them sell the bags, and then they'll do these flash sales. So it's like exciting. Like I can be very competitive, and like you're like fighting for this bag. Like when they drop the price, you gotta have that full card information entered. So like, Marn, Sue, I got it before you, Suzanne, or whoever's competing for this purse. So this is the Dior, I think it's called the frauding shoulder bag, something like that. It's the canvas. And this is also a Y2K bag. So again, Y2K is like coming back in. Another sales point that also increased the value of the bag is it came with its original dust bag. So if you're thinking of ever selling your bags, keep the dust bag and even keep the box, because if they can sell the whole thing as a package for someone to give as a gift, you're increasing your overall value overall. But if you don't want to keep your box, keep your dust bag. Keep your bags in the dust bag too. It just keeps, just keeps them like the best pristine quality that you can. So what I really loved about this one, I wanted a little bag that I can just throw things in easily. I love that it has Dior on the side, and it has a big hanging D, and the shoulder strap, I like a big hanging D. So the shoulder strap is adjustable. You can put it on your arm. You can have it as a little handbag. I wore this bag to the mall. I went with my good friend Megan, and we were fat and happy on our way to go to get foot massages. And this older woman, she stopped me. She said, "Oh my God, I have this bag. I got this bag 20 something years ago, and I've never seen someone else with this bag until now." I was like, good, I like to hear that. I don't want everybody having this bag. But yeah, so if you're ever on the TikTok lives, they come with authentications. If you're looking for a good thrill, shopping wise, I definitely suggest. But yeah, that is one of my favorite vintage purchases. Now, I didn't bring this one with me because it's larger, but I got one of the vintage multicolor monograms from the original Takashi Murakami collection, because I was watching the vlogs or the posts about the collection being re-released, and people saying like, hey, if you want one of these multicolored monogram bags, you get it now, because the new release is going to be so limited, it's going to sell out, but people are going to be wanting to buy the vintage to have that bag, to be wearing that bag. And so I was able to get one on one of the flash sales. I got it for like $800, one of the big ones. Now, since the new release, it's already doubled its price. So I've already gained its value twice already since the new release. So yeah, when you're purchasing a bag, unless it's something you absolutely love and you've been wanting it forever, if you can have it as something that is profitable for you and isn't going to lose value. Like Gucci, let me tell you about Gucci. I saw this, I was so pissed. I was watching this live and I saw a bag that I bought from Gucci that was $4,000. You know how much they're selling it for? $999. I'm like, some bitch is walking around with my bag that for 25% of what I paid for it? And my ex, he had already told me, like, if you're gonna buy designer, he hadn't mentioned Hermes because Hermes is just like on another level. But if you're gonna buy designer, go with Louis Vuitton or go with Chanel because they always increase in value. Actually, Chanel is their profits have gone down lately, which is crazy. But, anywho, my favorite bag that I've used and abused, and I loved her dearly. I won't say I used and abused. I've loved her so much. She's gotten worn out since I love her so much. Yeah, she won't have much resale value because you can buy a brand new one and they're pretty much unlimited amount. That purchase is my everyday bag. I don't plan on reselling, but anything else, yeah, if you're thinking of resale value, yes. Otherwise, if you want to get the fake one, get the fake one. It doesn't matter. No one's ever come up to me and be like, let me scan your bag. Is that real? Like, and especially if you look put together, and even if you don't, people are gonna assume you could see a homeless person with a real Hermes, and they're gonna think she has a fake one, right? You could see a rich woman with a fake one, and you're gonna assume she has a real bag. But all that matters is you're just wearing it to wear it. If you're not thinking of reselling, who cares, you know? But we can do a follow-up video. I might even try filming going in there maybe, and see what happens, whether or not it is authenticated. It's the Louis Vuitton mini bum bag. So if you Google that, that's the one that we'll be bringing in, and we'll see what happens. But anyways, this is an exciting video for me because I get really excited about these things, and I just love certain things, and these are one of them. But thank you so much for watching. And if you have a favorite bag, or you know someone that does, or what your thoughts are on, are these real bags the same as these fake bags? Like, let me know what you think. But yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye.